Hey guys, I think I'm in my bedroom. Where I sometimes record my video songs and such. So I don't really get the chance to go outside because not because of the virus. It is freezing cold for the past few days, and I don't know how much we're gonna deal with that. I mean, I do have my coat and such, but so two things. So first off, those of you who live in this Port Hope, same place where I live right now, you may have heard from the local news or the online Northumberland news that the Port Hope Fall Fair has been cancelled. The Port Hope Fall Fair is usually like during like September or sometimes October. So like September, October-ish. So the the board and trustees and they decided it was like a bit too risky because of the virus, so they decided to cancel the event. So for this year, so your opportunity to go to the fair again is next year. So anyone who's who lives in a town or anyone in the area or anyone, just basically anybody who was planning to go to the fair this year, will have to wait. And and high schoolers, I know cause like the Rotary, they do volunteer hours and such, and because they operate a food stand inside of the large container box / garage next to the town park recreation center, where and then the field is where the town park or the fall fair happens. So yeah, you're going to have to look for another opportunity for a volunteer job, because yeah. But there are other jobs that are going to be popping up, so there's that gonna happening. So you can still look up for look at search for volunteer hours there, or you can get a job, or you can still get hours from your job, I guess. So second, this would have been probably been obvious. China is next door to many other countries, including India, South Korea, North Korea, Taiwan, and still part of Hong Kong, China. And Hong Kong's part of them. So anyone in Hong Kong, China was affected greatly. And then, but what really happened was and those who living in Italy, they got affected the most right after. With rankings, China was number one, obviously, because they were affected first. Italy was in the second, and South Korea was third, because they might be a small country, but they are overpopulated, and they are very high. They're up on high tech, 5G, network and a whole bunch of other like stuff. Developer of phone like technology like refrigerators, cell phones, and all the other stuff, and updated like transit. So what really happened, what happened was like person who visited China came back to South Korea, and they visited a restaurant, and then visited like a center, and then like another place, and then another place. So luckily they like South Korea like the Seoul, South Korea, yeah, they were like the government, they were like they tracked like where like the man, I think it was a man, we were quite sure it was a man, where like, so where he like ate at, where did he visit it, where he went to the center, when did he go to there, where did he go to the other place. And so they tracked, so they like a, and then they alert the citizens, because yeah, and then because the virus was spreading, of course. Other countries, I think it was Italy, or yeah, or Spain. Yeah, a guy from Spain. According to from like he was on like a video from BuzzFeed. And there was like a video from BuzzFeed, featuring a person each from Italy, Spain, Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong, China, and a whole bunch, and a couple other places. And how they were like struggling with like keeping a distance from other people. But yeah, of course, with like technology and such. Mm, well, some countries were actually like accurate, like with their numbers, and they actually they actually took procedures, while other countries did not, and their leaders didn't give a care until it was too late. And now North America is number one, especially the USA. You know. And in Canada, you probably, I think in Ontario, you probably, yeah, people have heard of like that. They were like doing like a thing where like they were like letting prisoners outside jail, and that was a bad idea, because that the prisoner can harm somebody they know, or anybody, for instance. And then and a place that with where the coronavirus is like very high is like a Cook's jail in Chicago, Illinois state. So they're very high at risk. So I don't know how like they're gonna deal with that. So due to like that, checking with numbers, and like finding like a way like cure people, and many like over half the world has been like cured. But it seems like the numbers have been like, spreading again because people are not taking precautions. And from what I have heard, and some other people have seen, people are being rude to anyone who is working in retail, from cashiers to people who are like stocking shelves, or people who in working in the food industry, like drive through and stuff. Because people will be like, they're like acting completely rude, like, 'cause, like according to one post, it said like an old lady was like being rude to like a young girl who was like working just stocking the shelves, while another customer who talked to that same girl, and she was like asking nicely instead. Oh yeah, that's another problem. But the main issue was like, you know Asia's still dealing with a lot of stuff. Yeah. So as you probably know, many countries trade with China, but many people are like blaming China, and like with you know with like people being like completely racist, like beating up Asians who don't even have the virus. Happened in Brooklyn, New York. To Trump calling like the virus the Chinese virus, and which but the virus already is called COVID/19. So the COVID was like spreading when like in Asia still, because and even with the numbers dropped in South Korea, and especially of course South Korea and neighboring countries, they trade with China a lot. They and some stuff you get they import. So like yeah. Mm. Like Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, and yeah, and yeah, and Taiwan. They got they got affected the most. They recovered. Like most of the people there recovered from the virus, and then guess what happened? Numbers started to rise again because some people weren't taking precautions. You know, and I had like a video chat with my one of my uncles on my mom's side. He was a cop, and now he's like a security guy at like some place, and yeah, and he was wearing a mask. Hmm? Yeah, like yeah, people are taking precautions, but not everybody is. Because like due to like the like a number of like population in Asia, like if you compare like the population in Asia compared to every single other continent, yeah, Asia is still the biggest and largest continent with the population, and probably with size as well, maybe. So of course, there everyone's like trying to like do like everything they can. Like, but I find it unfortunate. Like they beat the virus, and many people like you know are still healthy, but due to the virus, like it's just messing up everyone's lives, and yeah. Oh yeah, and another thing. So like many events around the area, it should have been obvious. Everything was like canceled until like March, well early, like the like April like first or like something around then, but the governments around from all the countries like still said that no, it's still not safe. So now it's like so events in Toronto like it was yeah, it was supposed to be like until like April or something, but now like there's like no activities or events going on until June 30th, I believe, of this year. So like Pride Parade, many people are like we're planning to go to that, canceled. So many other events like Easter Day events, people can't go outside. People can't go to parties, canceled. Services around like the city and towns, canceled or delayed until another date. So the only thing that hasn't changed is transit. So you may want to like go online and check your local transit because yeah, schedules have changed. They won't like be operating on the regular schedule, like not like the weekday, and weekend schedules. They'll be working on like they'll minimize like the number of like trains, buses, and other like transportation that are operating. So you might as well check. So if you're like if people are like gonna like take things seriously, like if like the virus can like spread even more and more people will be like hospitalized. And yeah, almost everyone's going to be like stuck at or like working at home or no, and that except for people who work in like retail or food industry. Because if events like that are in like September, October, November are canceled because of a virus, you might even like spread on So stay safe, everybody. If you're going outside, avoid contact 6 feet or 1.82 meters from another person. And if they're like like out shopping, yeah, there's going to be a lot of delays. Like, cause like there was like a video uploaded where there was like a person driving by through a Costco parking lot, and then like there was like line from going from the inside all the way to the outside to circling around the building. So grocery stores and supermarkets, Costco, you know, and many other places, maybe even Walmart, will be probably like doing that, and so if you can, have like a hand sanitizer with you. If you don't, just go to the nearest wash them, and wash your hands, because man, even like the doctors say from the Mayo Clinic, and even like Wired.com, and even and many other people have said it. Yeah, washing your hands thoroughly with soap, much more effective than with killing a germs. Do it for like 20 to 30 seconds. That'll do the job. Well, stay safe, everybody. I know it's spring, but don't go crazy about it. And I'm like, too much, Don't go like partying out with other people. Don't like meet up with more than 5 people. And even meeting up with other people that's not your family, that you live with. Yeah. So everything else does not count. Yeah. And if you are caught, you'll get fined a lot of money. So stay healthy, stay clean. Be respectful to like those who are working, especially those who are working in retail or the food industry, because they are the ones who are at risk the most. And all my friends who are out there who are working in fast food or retail, safe guys. St. Kim signing out.